Now, Jordan has sent something to annoy all of us. Jordan wants to piss us off. Jordan has a disclaimer here, and that disclaimer is super condescending article from Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. They're doing everything they can to help. And this is condescending by their standards. So get ready to get pissed. Oh, God. Even just the title of this. Yes. All right. This is going to piss us off. This is one of those opinion pieces meant to piss us off. That should be a new segment on Get Your News On with Ron. Feel free to start using that hashtag. Hashtag opinion pieces meant to piss us off. But anyway, here it is. You have to hand it to the Green Party. I should read it like that. All right. So this is by Elizabeth Brunning. Were the Greens the spoilers yet again? So you might think, reading about Tuesday's special election in the vacant Ohio 12th congressional seat, in which Republican Troy Balderson is ahead of Democratic opponent Danny O'Connor by the slimmest of margins, a mere 1,754 votes as of early Thursday. All right, this is getting tired. And so comes the familiar trope. Had it not been for the dastardly hippies voting green, Balderson's victory margin would have been far smaller. Just 627 votes, assuming that all 1,127 Green voters would have opted for O'Connor. That tiny margin would have triggered an automatic recount under Ohio law. Election officials will begin counting. Okay, so this is just about the counting of it. All right. So this actually isn't as condescending so far as I thought it was going to be. Yet the ritual bonfire of the Greens always ends up reminding me of everything I like about them. If you feel the cold sting of dread contemplating whether your local Greens will manfully choke down their principles and vote Democratic when election years roll around, consider the fact that Greens live in that existential anxiety all the time. Okay. The fact that the United States two-part duopoly, in conjunction with limited ballot access in a first-past-the-post voting system, severely circumscribes citizens' democratic choices is, in fact, one of the Green Party's major areas of complaint. One solution to the routine panic over tortured lesser of two evils voting options is hoping that, with enough discipline, all third-party voters will wise up and vote red or blue. An actual solution is something like ranked choice voting, also called instant runoff, coupled with wider ballot access for third-party candidates. Lo and behold, a major plank in the Green platform. The Green platform is full of such significant stuff, which at least deserves the pretext of acknowledgement as distinct from its Democratic counterpart, as inconvenient as ideological commitments might be. Greens, for example, heard that work that takes place outside the labor market is of real... Okay. They support single-payer health care, free public university. All right. They were keen on it before it was cool. All right, so this kind of shifted tones. I mean, it's almost like she kind of wanted to set up a certain T and then sort of took it to a different place. Voting in a democracy is tactical, but it's also expressive, a way of communicating one's preferences to the organs of government. Greens voting green may sometimes, in some cases, be taking a tactical risk, but it is their prerogative to let interested parties know what sort of policies might capture their votes. And there's something about this adamancy I love, perhaps despite myself. Okay, now we're getting back to, oh, they're just too ideal. No, that's not ideal. That's called participating in a democracy. All right, I don't like this sentence. I don't like the sentence, and there's something about this adamancy I love, perhaps despite myself. All right, American democracy is and has for some time been ailing under a miasma of corruption, deceit, and an extraordinary concentration of wealth in the hands of a few donors. With that understood, children in Camden Cajun, all right. It's admirable that for the Greens, the answer to all this is still more and better democracy. There's something romantic in that. No, it's not more and better democracy, it's actual democracy. What they're calling for is a real democratic process. That's what they're calling for. It's not more and better democracy. So it's almost like she laid out all the problems about why the Greens are doing what they do and saying that it makes sense why they're doing it. However, they're being idealistic and naive. I am not green myself, and I'm not sure if I buy that. But I do think it is a privilege to approach the end still believing in something. Oh, really? So if this opinion piece just had the middle, I think it was an awesome piece of journalism. I mean, they're basically... The theme of this article is, it'd be nice to have democracy, but man, are you naive. And I don't know if I buy it. Then why do you vote at all? Why do you even try? Why do you write an opinion piece? I mean, why? Am I missing something? It's like she started in this weird condescending place. Then all of a sudden, it was almost like she was sort of turning the tables and being like, actually, you know what, establishment? Maybe it's time for you to go. And then she went back to like, but how naive. Am I missing something? Did I get it? It's my first time reading this. So maybe I missed something. And I am skimming it in real time. But am I off? Let me see what you guys are saying. Brian says, shit the bed at the end. It's WAPO. What do you expect? Fair enough. The only thing I'm handing the writer of this article, that's harsh. She should have titled this piece, "Oh well." Yeah. Pretty much, oh well. Like, hey, so the Greens, they want an actual democratic process, and they have a plan for getting there, and they support great policies, and lesser of two evils, that's not going to get us anywhere. But, man, how naive is it to think we can do any better? Yeah, that's pretty lame. That's pretty lame. All right. Cool. But I'll be honest, it was less condescending than I expected it to be. To try to put a positive on it. It was less condescending than I expected it to be. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and make it our own. Get your